All right, we're talking Wyoming Valley Clutch, Jerry Rickrode. Coach, what a year last year, but hey, this year's this year, and your team is playing real well, but let's talk about the impact from last year that kind of spilled over to this year to kind of say, hey, we're a pretty good team and we want this.
Yeah, I mean, we made that run last year. It's a young team. We don't like to talk about a starting five, but the guys that are in the lineup, the oldest guy's 27. So it's a young team compared to a lot of the Clutch teams we've had. They're getting better and better. I think last year we benefited by playing some pretty good teams down the stretch. This past month and a half have been every week battles. Teams we're playing are good and we're winning those games. So that's what you want going into the playoffs.
Trying to stay healthy. It's not easy. You get a guy nicked up here or there, beginning of the season, different things. So talk about that.
Yeah.
That's what it is, right?
It's funny. It's been next man up. We haven't had a team together, our whole complete team together for this whole last 3 or 4 weeks. I've had a guy missing here, missing there, but the guys are stepping up. And I think it just shows, we got a lot of parity on the team. There isn't really a defined starting team. Everybody's kind of bought into the role, and if somebody has to step up, they've done that. So it's refreshing because I got a bunch of guys that are happy when their teammates do well. So it's been good.
Let's talk a little bit about the guard play. Will Johnson kind of stepping up a little bit more, having a little bigger role, and was Jamie being Jamie at times, and Larry getting a little healthier.
Yeah, love Will. I mean, Will he's come of age. I always knew Will could play. Don't get me wrong. But he's a leader. He cares about who's on the left side of the scoreboard, who's on the right side of the scoreboard. He doesn't really care about the individual stuff, but he does what it takes to win the game. Larry's always been just the consummate player for me, and Larry got the injury, and Will kind of stepped up. And Larry said to me, Coach, he goes, I don't really care about the starting thing. He goes, and I said, okay, Larry, I said that it doesn't surprise me coming from you. They mix really well together. I play them together now a little bit too. And of course, Manny, Jamie, I call him Jamie now. You're not going to outwork him. I mean, his regimented work ethic off the floor is different than I think any player I've ever had. So I'm glad to see that that's paying dividends for him, and he's playing his best basketball at the end of the year right now.
You can bring in a Jackson Danzig, you got Logan Bailey. Let's talk about those guys, and then we'll head inside to Souls, what he's doing athletically.
Yeah, it was funny with Logan last year. I was coming out of a game, and I'm going to give him a plug here. I got a call from John Layton, and John goes, Coach, listen, he goes, I don't know if you need another player, but I'm sitting here with Logan Bailey's dad, and he goes, he's home. Would you be interested in having him? I said, yeah. So Logan joined us, and he knows the game, and you could tell that his dad Todd taught him how to play the game. And then Jackson, I contacted his dad last year, and I said, look, is he going to be around? Because he'd be somebody we'd be interested in, and got in touch with him. And he's just got high IQ. He can do a lot of things out there. You can't speed him up. Levon Soul said to me on the way down here, he goes, Jackson's one of those guys you can't get to play faster than what he wants. So he's got good pace to his game. Great to have two. You never thought that Coach Ripper would be coaching 2 University of Scranton guys, right?
Yeah. That's awesome. Let's talk about, the intangibles, the guys that just give you whatever they give you any minute. You ask them for 10 minutes, you ask them for 23. They're gonna go do what they got to do and get the job done.
Yeah, Hassan is one of those guys. He will do what it takes to win the game. He had 13 rebounds the other night. He didn't score much. He plays lockdown defense on guys. just got that great attitude. Levon Sol's probably playing the best he's played.
Consistency is tough, but he's so stinking athletic. I mean, he can do a little bit of everything.
He does some things that I don't think people will see in a scorebook. Like, you know, he comes out of nowhere and blocks a shot. I haven't had a guy like that with the clutch. I had a lot of guys I've had guys who can block their own player's shot standing behind them, but he goes on help side and blocks shots. And when he gets going downhill to the basket, and you can get him doing that, he's difficult to stop. So, yeah, he's playing well. And then, you know, you got some other guys like Lamont's been on veteran. Again, he has that same brain level as a player as Jackson does. So,
and he's a high school coach right now, which makes him think a little bit more.
He knows
too.
the game, and if you watch it like in the huddles once in a while, just let him talk, you know, and you got to do that. He knows the game. He hit a dagger 3 the other night. You know, he does little things, and he's skilled. I think he was taught well in college how to play too. You know, Jackson as well. They're kind of the same player from that standpoint. Jackson's just younger, you know, but they give you a lot of good things out there. They're trigger guys who can catch the ball at the high post and make a pass to somebody, or both can shoot it, you know. So
you're jazzed up a little bit last year. I think you're even more jazzed up this year. Talk a little bit about this, you know, the ending of the regular season and hopeful to get to the playoffs, all that good stuff. And, you know, right now you're feeling like, hey, you know, we're playing good basketball. It could be even better.
Yeah, you know, we have absorbed a lot of things this year. You know, a little bit of injury issue. If you think back to the beginning of the season, we lost our first game of the year. So we won 12 out of the last 13, basically. But we seem to be growing together as the year goes on. Just a good feeling to me that these guys are having a good time playing basketball. And the egos are in check. Which is nice for a coach.
Absolutely.
So,
all right. Well, hey, we're looking forward to the end of the regular season and see what the playoffs will bring for the Clutch. But exciting basketball still to come here at the Wyoming Valley Clutch.
Thanks, John. Hoping to get you over to the gym, man.
Absolutely.
All right? Thank you very much.